I don't want you guys to get this twisted. I seen from the comments and the response from yesterday's video on the topic that this really isn't an attack on any individual. Like Sophie Turner, shout out for, landing a role in one of the biggest shows of all time, even though I don't like your character. And Joe Jonas, I have no idea, I don't know any of your music, but I know that you're highly successful. This is just a simple character study of your average marriage. You can go ahead and take the celebrity aspect out of all of this. This stuff happens quite a lot. And also knowing the drinking trends about the women that are out there on the stroll right now, specifically in college, given the fact that women are out binge drinking men and out drinking men in general, and the amount of advertising that is becoming targeted specifically on women, these types of issues, okay? Guys wifing up the party chick because, oh, she's so much fun. Oh, we go out all the time. And then they just want to have a happy family, but then the streets are calling, and then you just end up with an entirely busted up family because she has a driving fear of missing out and a whole bunch of hoe friends around her. I'm trying to save some lives out here because I know if you're not in a situation like this, you might know somebody who's in a situation like this. And then also, if you know the signs that led to this very public example deteriorating in front of everybody's eyes, you can also avoid them. Sophie Turner struggled after the birth of the second child and didn't want to leave the home, as less than supportive Joe Jonas pressured her into going to events while fans come to defend her over sexist attacks. Now that's very interesting. That's very interesting. We're going to come back to this article here for a second, but there's a lot of things that you can learn from this right here. So, she struggled after the birth of her second child. Don't know what that struggle thing is all about, but struggling between, being a mother, which she didn't really seem all that concerned about, and then also wanting to go out on the streets and just, dance the night away and party with somebody that she feels safe around, because I don't think that guy's going to be, taking a pass at her at all whatsoever. Ramsay Bolton, he certainly isn't. But okay, and didn't want to leave the home. Isn't the entire problem, predicated on her just being an outrageous party girl, as verified by multiple other sources? Interesting. That's why you need to vet not just your girl, but her circle of friends as well, as a less than supportive Joe Jonas, who is, definitely in this situation probably saying, listen, I'm one of the Jonas brothers. I got my own side gig as well. You aren't going to have to work at all for the rest of your life. Our kids aren't going to have to work at all for the rest of their lives, okay? Everything is going to be fine. I'm just going to be touring the world. You knew what you signed up for when you accepted the proposition of marriage. But he was less than supportive because he was going to go out there and be Joe Jonas. Again, these are the chicks, and marry the guy and then try to change them into what she wants them instead of adapting to his program, because men who change for their women end up being the men that the women don't respect. Because if she can bitch you up and push you around, well, guess what? There's no intrigue there. There's no mystique. There's no mystery there at all. And when you're dealing with women, you gotta kind of keep them entertained. You gotta keep them a little bit skeptical as to your activities. You gotta be mysterious in the way you move. It sounds deceitful. It sounds underhanded, but that's the way it is. You always leave them wanting just a little bit more. And then what else is here? Yeah, pressured her into going to the events. And again, she liked to go out. She just didn't want to be around her bitched up husband anymore. Oh, starting to all come together now, doesn't it? Well, fans come to her defense over his sexist attacks. Sexist attacks, huh? Interesting. What, just simply looking at the evidence and going, yeah, you kind of wifed up a 304 expecting her to be a housewife. That's a big L on you. Seen a bunch of those takes out there, but sexist attacks, are we using the textbook definition of sexism, or are we just using this brand new definition? Kind of got an answer for you. Sophie Turner partied without a care in the world just days before Joe Jonas divorce was announced. Bar manager who spent the night drinking with Game of Thrones star reveals. Oh, did she somehow, or maybe just for the night, start to feel better, a little bit less pressured? Interesting. Sophie Turner partied without a care in the world just days before her divorce to husband Joe Jonas was announced. And remember, he, in a very rare scenario, 80% of the time the women are the ones that initiate the breakups, but he was one of those 20%. a bar manager who spent the night drinking with her has revealed. The Game of Thrones star, actress downed cocktails and shots at the Drop Shot Bar in Digbeth, Birmingham. That's interesting. From yesterday's video, we also made mention that, oh, she was really homesick. Yeah, exactly, in order to be just coddled up in the British nightlife. Oh, interesting. Is that what she was longing for? On Saturday night during a wrap party to mark the end of the filming in the city for her upcoming ITV series Joan. Fantastic. Around 70 members of the production team were present, with bar manager Herzon Stephenson joining into the festivities as he knocked back drinks with Sophie. Told Mail Online she was great company and a really good laugh. I couldn't believe how happy and relaxed she was. You would never have thought in the world that she was going through a divorce. Well, yeah, because normally it's the women who are planning this stuff, but she thought that her position was secured, but then all of a sudden, the moment everything gets filed, yeah, you can stop the dancing for a second because, oh yeah, no, I gotta put on the sad face because everything's going to shit around me. Interesting. Spent a lot of time chatting and drinking because we had a lot in common. I'm from Coventry and she's from Warwickshire, and we were both on the party scene in that area at the same time, so we had some common friends. Okay, he's a bar manager, okay? And if they were both yucking it up back in the cut, yeah, another big red flag. Like I gave Joe considerable amounts of shit in the previous video for not vetting his girl. There's another reason. You vet your woman, okay? She was missing out. No. She had a lot of friends that didn't like to see her in a successful marriage, just telling her, oh my God, that looks so boring. You need to come out with us. It used to be so much fun before you had kids. You're still young. Oh my God, you can do all that mom stuff later. Like, oh my God, your husband's such a square, but then at the same time, your husband's Joe Jonas. He's a man of a certain repute. Now you can go ahead and extrapolate that out. Like if you're a man and you've worked yourself up and obtained a certain role at your chosen vocation, your chick's bad friends, your chick's hoe friends, your chick's single friends will go ahead and disparage you with something tangible or something made up. Because misery loves company. But I don't know, I guess, is this some of that misogynistic activity that he's out there looking after the kids right now while she's out in the UK just partying it up and throwing back some shots with the boys? Interesting. Yeah, he's out there, I guess, I think that's a maid or something like that. Or, I don't know, man. It really doesn't much matter, but he's trying to be a good father, and that's just not acceptable. It's so funny. All of these hashtag believe all women types would have totally given their entire souls in order to get Jonas Brothers tickets back in the day. It's just a little weird, okay? It's the sisterhood uber alles once again. Mr. Stevenson added, he spoke about places we both used to go to, like the Smack nightclub in Leamington Spa. She was reminiscing about those days, going out, dancing, and getting drunk. Jesus Christ, that easy to get out of her, huh? We had a great laugh chatting about the old times. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved, man. She never once spoke about her husband or kids and never mentioned anything about getting a divorce. Oh my God. No, but she's a good mom and she was a good wife. It's just Joe Jonas being a hypocrite. Holy fuck, man. Didn't even mention, if a woman's in love, okay, if she has genuine burning desire for you, she just lives her life with blinders on. All she sees is you and the children, okay? This bitch right here, it was like anything but the husband and the kids. So when the news came out a few days later, I was very shocked. She's like, wow, probably would have had a shot if, he was straight. I was very shocked, yes, but it also made sense because it was so obvious that when I was with Sophie and she wanted to return to her days of partying, I sensed that she was missing those times. You can take the girl out of the club, but you can't take the club out of the girl. Just 4 days after the Drop Shot Bash was announced that Joe, 34, had officially filed for divorce from Sophie after 4 years of marriage, that documents stating that the relationship is irretrievably broken. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, like you got videos. Oh my God, man, like that is super inappropriate. Yo, what the fuck, man? Okay, I don't even know if that dude's like, all there. He's playing for the same team. Based on the dress, I don't quite think so. And she's out there like that with rings on her finger, at least for the time being. And she looks like she's got a wedding band on, so this guy clearly not paying attention or not wanting to pay attention. Reports also emerged that they caught her on their Ring security camera doing or saying something which convinced him that at the time... Oh, right, yeah, there's some scuttlebutt. The way that that's written is just absolute dog shit. But apparently, okay, and this is some highly speculatory shit. I haven't heard anybody actually talk about this, but there's something apparently on the Ring camera that either Sophie did or said that she thought wasn't being captured. She's probably drunk and ended up saying, yeah, and then I sucked his dick afterwards. Who knows? I don't know for sure or not. It's pure speculation. He's like, fine, okay, you know what? It's just time to save myself and my kids' life, and we're getting the fuck out of here. And she can go back to the streets that she is so obviously longing for. It's not clear yet what she allegedly said or did in the footage captured outside their home. However, TMZ reports that the incident was the final straw for Joe. Yeah, exactly. Because she probably put up this whole facade right at the beginning. Okay, she probably downplayed how much she wanted to go party, and he overlooked the fact that they, met at a concert, and maybe she was, just a couple of sheets to the wind, but that's all right. That was just a one-off occurrence, and then she was just, oh, I had all my partying years behind me. You know what? I just want to settle down and have a family, until you realize that all of her friends aren't quite as lucky as the bag of Jonas brother, and that they're still out there knocking it around until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And they miss having Soph around. Because, you take a look at that, okay? There's another little video. Girls' Night Out, Priyanka Chopra, and Sophie Turner probably going out there to go get sloshed at some place. I think that Chopra chick is also married, so yeah. Crabs in a bucket, man. Every single time. A friend of hers, who did not want to be named, told the Mail that Sophie felt trapped in her marriage and regretted not only carefree, youthful fun after tying the knot with Joe and having 2 children at a young age. Fantastic. You got to hear it through a nameless, faceless, secondary person saying that, yeah, she totally regrets everything. That's going to be so nice. In a few years' time, when the kids end up reading that going, oh, mom regrets having us. How fantastic. But yeah, back to this, because all of that, okay, that just lays the foundation for all of these sexist attacks that are coming. And it's like, yeah, it's not sexist. It's simple pattern recognition. You gotta realize that, yeah, party girls might be fun at the time, but they aren't good long-term material, okay? Sophie Turner has struggled after the birth of her second child and did not want to leave the house, while her less than supportive husband, Joe Jonas, had pushed her to attend events, according to a new report. And then also, yeah, like we kind of dissected that sentence, or that statement there. I guess it is one full sentence, but anyways, in detail. But yeah, add everything on top of that, especially the testimony of the unnamed friend as well. She missed the old lifestyle, but she was pushed in order to attend events, pushed to attend concerts. Come on, man. This kind of seems like revisionist history to me. The 27-year-old Game of Thrones actress who people have recently come to the defense of due to what they see as sexist attacks. I don't. I just see somebody who just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar and now is just crying in order to get out of a bind. Because I've seen some stupid defenses for this as well. Oh, she's just so young. This is why, okay? These guys, they just want these younger women to manipulate. And, oh, she was missing out on so much fun. Other terrible prospects for marriage, women want to go ahead and push that narrative in order to justify their bad life decisions. Because, if you just go ahead and you scroll the sidebar on the sites or the likes of New York Post, the Daily Mail specifically, all they're pushing, man. Okay, like they want so badly for Kanye West and his wife, they want that marriage to fail. I outlined my position on that. I just think that they're just mad because their cancellation attempt didn't end up sticking on that one. But they are so anti-marriage, it's sickening in mass media. And then also pushing all of these old broads. It's like, oh, she looks so stunning with her deep plunging neckline at 53 years old. Because when you lie to women, guess what? They buy all of the aging cream, all of the makeup, all of the little lifts and nips and tucks in order for them to just retrieve the beauty and youth that they can go ahead and you could just push that off. Because if you got thousands of dollars, you got millions in your trust fund, yeah, don't worry about that. You can recapture the youth that you wasted away to begin with in order to waste it away again when your liver's already been run through like you have been as well. Instead of making smart decisions like generations past when you would, create a family, and then when you're in your 50s and 60s, instead of just trolling Instagram and putting up titty pictures of some very expensive augmentations, you can be hanging out with your grandkids. Just a weird way that we're trying to attack a guy who filed for divorce because he was tired of putting up with an alcoholic. Source told TMZ on Thursday that Joe was less than supportive, as Sophie did not want to leave their home due to not wanting to be photographed or to go to events. That's hilarious. Take a look at the picture right there. Does she look like she's being coerced into taking those pictures? Interesting. Sophie did not end up going on a few outings with Joe at the time. However, it has been claimed that at one specific event, the actress had been open about how uncomfortable she was and how she didn't want to be there. One event. Oh yeah, he was a real taskmaster, I bet. TMZ insiders go on to claim that Joe went on to attend another gathering solo. Oh no. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to glean from that outside of wanted his wife to go, she didn't want to go. Okay, well, I still got to go to this thing, so I won't be long, but okay. Because we don't have any specifics on this, and it just runs completely contrary to everything else that we see out there. Her not telling about her saying anything about her family, because, oh my God, if you've ever talked to a woman who's in a good marriage, who does have a family, that's the first thing and the only thing that they want to talk about. Like, holy shit, I've worked enough retail jobs to know that that is the first thing that comes up regardless of the setting, the scenario, the wares on display for sale. I can tell you stories from when I used to sell camping gear all the way up to when I was selling new flooring material. Like, it's just a constant that's out there, okay? It is alleged, okay, right, now we're getting into more allegations, right? That Joe had complained that Sophie was missing in action and he felt like she needed to go out more. Yeah, but she was feeling trapped. What? Fuck, man. Like, none of this shit makes sense. Classic female shit. The source claims that those who were around the couple had known that there was a strain in the relationship. Yeah, like, when he would say, okay, hey, you want to go out? Let's go do some stuff. She's like, no, I just want to go get drunk with my single friends. He's like, no, you're not doing that. That shit's stupid. Why do you even have those friends anymore? You got a family at home, and I get to, take you to A-list events instead of you just slumming it around in bars. Which, again, I gotta go ahead and I gotta put some blame at his feet at this one in order to try to save a chick who clearly doesn't want to be saved. Let's not start mixing words. All of a sudden, we're gonna come up with trafficking allegations. Oh my God, he took me on tour, therefore he was crossing state lines with me. Just for fuck's sakes, you can see how crazy this shit would get. Source claim that meanwhile, the split has turned nasty with insider comments from people close to the couple causing a huge sexism row. Because yeah, this is always what ends up happening. It's classic sign language. Okay, you got shaming. Why would you hurt? Oh, she was being trapped. Then you have insults. You're just mad because she's hot and could go out and get anybody that she wants. Or guilt. Oh, she was going through such a tough time. How dare you question her experience? Or just the simple need to be right. Now it's just all sexism. Everything that I disagree with is simple sexism, right? Various sources who claim to have direct knowledge of the situation have briefed U.S. gossip sites, including TMZ, that Joe is watching his children, Willa and DJ, with full-time while on tour. Well, Sophie films a new series, Joan, in the UK, but they already wrapped. And she didn't seem all that concerned by somebody who was at least lending his name and showing himself in pictures with her. So, a credible source on this one. He's saying that, yeah, she made no mention of the, whole family and thing like that. And they wrapped last week, some point in time. Interesting. And yeah, he's the one who's on tour right now, looking after his kids. Okay. But as several briefings emerged in America, painting Joe as a devoted father and Sophie as a party animal, a series of columns defending the actress and questioning why Joe is being praised for looking after his own children. That's hilarious. They're trying to go after him for, oh, look at him trying to virtue signal with his kids. It doesn't quite work out like that because, okay, if she was the one who was getting kicked out because she had the divorce filed on her and she was looking after the kids. Oh, single mother to be that just being disowned by ungrateful father. You know exactly what the stories would end up being. But no, he's doing everything right in this situation other than wifing her up in the beginning. But hey, everybody makes mistakes. It just depends. It's like that old saying, it's not who you hire for the job who's going to end up taking down your company. It's who you do not fire. Him, knowing his worth in this scenario, looking like a young prince. It's just a very uncanny resemblance that we have right there. Just looking around going, yeah, I really don't have to put up with your booze guzzling shenanigans. If you want to go out there, go ahead. Go ahead. I gave you the world and you didn't want any of it. Well, guess what, man? You're not going to find another Jonas brother, okay? Because my brothers right now, we're just going to pretend like you don't exist. And trust me, if you cut Sansa Stark out of Game of Thrones, the show gets tremendously better. The only way that this could be a better scenario is if he ended up wifing up Emilia Clarke and just erasing everything that she's ever acted in. God, just terrible. terrible, 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 terrible. But when we start to get some more confirmed reports or learn a little bit more about this situation, I will definitely be talking about it because I find it incredibly interesting. Like I said, I can just go ahead and we can get rid of their faces right there. We can just simply look at the facts of the case. And I know this shit is all too common, man. You get a chick, you think that she's a good chick, she just plays the game for as long as she can before she can secure those long-term benefits, and then at a moment's notice, she makes everything really bad on you. But if you take a look in retrospect, you put on those hindsight goggles, then you start to realize that there were some little red flags that popped up along the line. I just want to save a lot of people from a lot of pain and a lot of money. Okay, so with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.